faith in action. And what I mean by that is like you feel that nudge or God's leading you to do something and like you just have to act in faith. I've been sharing about that in my devotional, and this morning I was reminiscing, and I remember a time during my daughter's cancer journey. This is at the beginning of our journey. I was in the back of an ambulance with my then 3-year-old daughter, who was just diagnosed with one of the worst forms of brain cancer ever. There was a man that sat across from me. He was the ambulance driver who was tasked with riding in the back of this ambulance with me, a distraught mother who was 6.5 months pregnant with a 3-year-old who had just been shot up with steroids. And if you know what steroid rage is in cancer kids, then you know. And we had a 6 to 7 hour drive to make in this ambulance, okay? Extremely uncomfortable is an understatement. But throughout this time, I don't know what his thoughts were. I don't know if he was wrestling with God this whole trip. I know I was. I was so beside myself. I could not physically help my daughter. I could not emotionally help her. I was just a mess, a basket case. And it was a horrible, horrible ride. It was a hard trip. It was a hard trip. But when I say faith in action, we pulled up to the doors of St. Jude at 3 o'clock in the morning. And as we're pulling into this parking lot, and me and my daughter, my husband who was following behind us, are entering into this whole new world that we didn't want to be in. This ambulance driver, his name was Paul, he said, and this was really the first thing that he said to me the whole trip, besides, medical stuff. He was like, "Do you mind if I pray for you?" And in that moment, all I could say was, I don't even remember the prayer that he prayed. I just remember this man stepping out of his role as the ambulance driver and putting faith into action and praying for us, and the peace that washed over me and the emotion that I was allowed to let go of. So today, I just want to tell you, be a Paul. Be like Paul, the ambulance driver. Put faith into action. You could be that for someone. You could be that for someone today, right now.